Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a minute. I did take a week break because my voice was lost, and I did go over the allocated time I gave myself because it took longer than I expected it to take. But I'm back now, and I just want to put a little disclaimer in the beginning of this video. You'll see me doing the turnaround speed paint, but as I go forward with this video, I skip to doing something different with my character Ivy. So stay tuned for the end results of that. But today I wanted to talk about how I found my specific interest in what I do as an artist. And if you don't know, my specific interest or the field that I am working towards going into is being a concept artist slash character designer. And I'm gonna be real, it took me a while to fully realize that was my specific interest, even though I've known for years that I've been drawing characters ever since I was maybe 6 years old. I've always been very character driven. I always like drawing and doodling random people and my notebooks and stuff. And so how I pinpointed that that was my interest and that there's a field for me in that specific interest, now I specifically cater my art to that. So I kind of gave away my first point, but I'm going to just spell it out for everyone. To figure out what your specific interest is, you need to observe what you specifically gravitate towards and draw or create a lot. And as I said before, my specific interest was characters, like concept art and character design. And I put in concept art because they're just ideas I tend to put down on paper or just put down digitally. These aren't really full blown characters that I've had turnarounds for. Yes, I'm doing that now, but these are characters that I just drawn from my imagination, as an idea. Basically, being a concept artist is putting your ideas on the paper so that they can come to fruition. It's the initial step. And then the character design comes after that, when you fully develop that character or that thing that you've just thought of to create. And this can be for other things too, like when you observe what you make a lot, or I said draw a lot, but that's for the digital and the traditional artists. But for people that don't work in that type of medium, it will just be observe what you do a lot. For example, if you do pottery, maybe you do a lot of dishware versus vases or other vessels, or maybe you sculpt things rather than do the traditional pottery wheel. Or maybe you like cooking versus baking, that type of stuff. Observe what you do more of to find your specific interest, which I'll lead to my next point. I would say try a bunch of stuff to find out what you are willing to work on and what you're willing to do versus what you are not. And that plays a huge role in specifying what you specifically want to do. So I'm going to put this back on me because I can only speak from my own experience. I know for previous illustrations that I have made, I have put in backgrounds, and I'm going to put it here on the screen of what I've done before. I used to put in backgrounds for the characters that I would create, thinking, oh, I need to work on my backgrounds more, because if you know how to make characters, you learn how to do that type of stuff. And for my older artists out there that have been trying to learn, maybe early 2010s, early 2000s, people have been saying, work on your backgrounds, work on perspective. And the thing is, I've been working on it, but it does not match my skill level that I have with my characters. While yes, I was working on backgrounds and I wanted to work on backgrounds more, it didn't seem to work with what I was trying to do, and it didn't seem to really match my skill level no matter how much I tried to practice. Now, one thing I can say I will not do is go into the architectural type of drawing. Yes, I would try to practice different landscapes and cityscapes for my characters to be in, but I'm not going to expand specifically on the architecture and the details of the buildings. Yes, that would make it look better, and that would probably help me improve in my backgrounds, but do I want the focal point to be my backgrounds versus the characters? No. And I had to realize that my backgrounds aren't as detailed or aren't as thorough as my character, because I simply am not as passionate about the backgrounds versus making the character. So I just, for me, decided to stick with just making characters. And typically that's what industry artists and studios would want you to do is have one particular focus. However, if you're looking to be into indie projects or you want to be part of an indie studio, they may be looking for someone that can do a bunch of other stuff like characters, backgrounds, props, etc. But for the people that are trying to get into the industry and like the bigger studios, like you can think of, I'm blanking right now, but they're more likely to pick someone that has practiced all their life doing one thing and they're really, really good at it. So now that you figured out, or if you went through steps 1 and 2, you might have figured out what your special interest is. But at the same time, I don't think you would want it to be boring if you're drawing the same thing or doing the same thing over and over and over again. So my next point is you got to think, how can you expand on your special interest? Again, I'm going to point this back to me as an example because, again, I can only speak for myself. I said before that mostly I did concept art for characters because I would just draw the idea. But the way that I try to expand on that is to also delve into character design because now I know that characters is my niche. Characters are like my thing. How can I expand on doing that? What else can I do with my characters? Those are the questions that I ask myself now that I know that this is what I want to do. And so that's why I have tried to attempt the turnaround, but I am also doing a different thing here. I don't know what point of the video I'm at. I think I'm a little too early, but I will be drawing in this video age, like, how do I say this? My character aging up in different stages of life. And some people may not even think about that. Some people be like, oh, this person just is like this warrior, like this middle aged warrior, retired veteran, da 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 da. But for the industry, like if you're trying to make characters, it might be good to give them a little backstory and thinking about their backstory and what they've been through and what they look like. And showing that could be a great plus and something to really spice up your characters and have you more attached to it as a creation rather than just being one thing, if that makes sense. Like in this example here, I originally only used to make just simple, mundane characters that didn't really have a lot going with them or like going on with them. But with this particular character, Ivy, she is a hybrid mixed of parasitic plant and a human. And so she is humanoid, but not quite human. And so I tried to think, how would she age, not being completely human, but still keeping some like human, like aging, like signs. I don't know what to call it, but like the different sides of or signs of aging show up in her older looking, like, development. Older looking development. I don't know what I'm saying, but I tried to add a few things that you would typically see in elderly people, but also try to think about how trees grow because she is technically like part tree. I would try to do that with like the little texture on her skin and like how her feet are. So thinking about those two things and how they grow over time, I try to incorporate into that character. Another way that I have tried to do that, and some of y'all, if you've been here for a while, you may have seen me do a video where I was creating concept art for a mechanical dragon that I was coming up with for my Earth triple zero, or not triple, um, I don't, what is that? Please leave a comment down below if you know what like 5 times like that word is. Like there's quadruple and triple and double. I forgot what that was. I think it's like kin something. Please put it down in the comments. Like I'm lost for words, but 5 zeros, Earth 5 zeros. I tried making a mechanical dragon concept character that would be part of the series that lives in the same world as Ivy, as well as other characters that I've made in the past. And that for me is also challenging myself because yes, it's not a landscape, it's not architecture, it's not necessarily a prop. Like I had in mind for this to be like a character that actually like played a part in like interacting with the other characters. For example, it's a familiar for one of the characters, but I would also like to think that this familiar had a mind of its own and it does things on its own, like almost sentient, even though it's made of machinery. So that's also a way I try to think of how I could expand more, like on how I could make my characters and like be similar in my niche, like being a concept artist and character designer. And if you're a young artist right now, now may be the time to think about, what is something that I really like to do? What is something that I do over and over again? And am I willing to keep doing that over and over again, or how can I expand? What other things have I not tried that I should, to figure out if this is really for me or if there's something else that might work better for me? Those are just some questions that you can ask yourself and try to think, hmm, is this something that I want to pursue? Like, this is for my creatives. This particular video is specifically for y'all that want to expand. Like, maybe you have a dream of being a creative when you're older, or like maybe you are older and you want to get into the industry and start your career. Now would be the time, I would say, to try to think about those things and try to incorporate it into whatever you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to work on your skills, maybe you're trying to make a portfolio, maybe you're just trying to, do it for fun. Some people may try to do it for fun, or maybe like they want something to do. Maybe they could do that. But yeah, I would just ask yourself those things so you know what your interest is, because everyone has one. And if you haven't found it yet, I'm sure you will in due time. But that's going to be it for this video. I'm so sorry if I've been all over the place. It's been a minute since I've recorded audios, and I'm also waiting at work. So if you hear background sound, I apologize for that. That's out of my control. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.